Alrighty, guys. I'm back for more Pokemon FireRed. So yeah, we're probably going to spend the next 20, at least, minutes getting everyone up to snuff. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's 16-bit, like, MIDI music. I need to see what levels Brock's Pokemon are. (12 and 14). His Geodude is level 12 and his Onix is level 14. Okay. Just making sure on that so I know. What levels are my Pokemon? Is that like a glitch or something? Because I literally just heard the chirp of, I think, Pidgey? What levels are everyone? 6, 10, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay. So we got some Pokemons to level. Yeah, I was listening for Pidgey. I would just love if I could run into at least like one shiny in this playthrough, but I don't think I will. It's weird, I don't even think I knew that shiny Pokemon existed as a kid. I wasn't really plugged into Pokemon in terms of like knowing about like certain game mechanics and everything. Percentage of Rattatas. I just remember that joke in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, where it's Joey arguing with, I want to say it was Ash from Pokemon Bridged, the One Kids parody. I love a lot of the sprite work in these older games. They're just really good. One thing that I did not understand though is like, I think it took until like Gen 5 to get them back. Maybe Platinum, I can't remember. But what was I gonna say? But The fact that the Pokemon don't have, like, animations when they enter battle. To me, that didn't really make a lot of sense once I figured that out. They had them in Crystal. But they did away with them in Gen 3 and Gen 4, and then they brought them back in Black and White. So... yeah, especially with the, the shiny odds being double what they are now in these older games, like, and no real ways to, increase those odds. Because this was before Game Freak really caught on to the fact that people love to shiny hunt in these games. Yeah, that just lowers defense, not accuracy. Sand attack lowers accuracy. And I don't know if Rattata learns sand attack. I don't think it does. Yeah, that was just my Pidgey's base fucking attack stat. Prevents loss of accuracy. Let me see. What is it? I'm gonna see something. So, its defense stat there is 12. So my assumption is that any like status buffs or debuffs in battle get reset after the battle ends. That's my assumption at the very least. Also, one of the things I wish the Pokemon did from day one is, like, when you go to the Pokemon Center to heal someone, or to heal your party, it only heals the Pokemon that need it. Like, if you have a Pokemon that has full, like, health, full, the number of attacks left it can do of different attack, or number of moves it can do for different attacks, or whatever. That, like, only the Pokemon that need it would get healed. That's something that they still do in the current games, and I don't know why. It does not make a lot of sense to me. I mean, it would save a lot of time. And not every Pokemon needs healing, you know? Okay. Once I get everyone up to level 10, I'll go. This might actually take like 30 minutes. I think Team 4-Star did a Nuzlocke of Leaf Green. I should watch that. I should really start watching all of their Nuzlocke videos. Very glad I switched that to stereo instead of mono. Back on the GBA, it wouldn't have really mattered unless we were using headphones. Or earbuds to, and the DS as well, because you could play this on the original DS and DS Lite. But at the time, because I was only listening through, like, GBA speakers, it really didn't matter. Alright. Now that I think about it, this might take up the whole part. You know? Really shit defense. Yeah, I assume they'll put Gen 3 on probably later this year, and then if not, maybe next year. And then I at least hope for later this year. That would make more sense to me. Especially since next year they're going to be focusing on Gen 10, so for Waves and Wind, I believe is the name. That'll be interesting. The game looks pretty good. Like, they've really updated the engine to do the graphics. The only things that look the same as Gen 9 are the character models. Because those are using the same, like, art style. Or modeling engine or whatever as, like, Gen 8 and 9. Alright. Oh yeah, right. There was also a thing for story I can tell. I think it was with FireRed. I had for some reason lent it to my brother, and a kid that went to our school tricked my brother into trading his the starter he went with for, I think it was a Pidgey or a Pidgeotto that was higher level. That was it was a higher level, and my brother hadn't gotten the first badge. I think it was over level 20. So yeah, I just had to delete that save file and restart, because, like, no starter, and the only Pokemon that you have, really, is an over-leveled Pidgey, or Pidgeotto. So... I'll tell you 2 games I would love to see on Switch Online for the GBA app would be Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku 2 and Boo's Fury. Maybe also Legacy of Goku 1. But that game's just not that good, so... Oh yeah, shit. I forgot to see what my Pidgey's base defense stat is. Huh. I can't remember if I saw its base defense stat before. Okay, so that's 8. Let me see. I can't remember if I checked the Pidgey stat before it leveled up last or not. I don't think so, but... I gotta heal up my Mankey anyways, so... Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is running at 30 FPS or 60 FPS. It's pretty smooth either way. Yeah, definitely over 20 minutes. So yeah, this grinding is probably going to be the entire fucking part, so... Low kick, nice. Oh yeah, and the thing I said about in part 1 of with having a Game Boy or a GameCube and a GBA player, I believe I played at least this game on it. It was pretty good. It was pretty nice. For the time, it was a very good way of playing GBA games on a TV. Ooh. Damn, Brett. did not know that was super effective against Rattata. Damn. Not very effective. Well, just great. Yeah, you can see why I didn't spend a ton of time grinding as a kid. I think I would have been bored by this. Because that's also kind of the thing. Unless if I actually needed to grind, I never did as a kid. But now I'm playing the smarter way, I guess. Just checking some on Discord. Okay. Bro, that looked like Scratch did a lot more damage to the Pidgey than the low kick. Oh yeah, I can't remember if I said it in the first part, fighting types also do really well against rock types. I found that out, I think, in Let's Go. Oh yeah, in regards to the Game Boy Advance player, here I am playing a Game Boy Advance game on the Switch in 2026 with the wireless GameCube controller that they sell. A lot of things really do come full circle. kind of surprised I didn't get poison there. I swear, like, every time that shit hit any of my Pokemon as a kid, that happened. It's gonna die. Yep. Hold on. Huh. Huh, interesting. That gets rid of some of the instruments for some reason. I'm assuming that that's by accident. Because it feels like they're more so supposed to be shifted to the center. You know? Because, like, mono just means one, like, source, one sound source. Man, I really don't want to spend hours fucking... Yeah. Oh, I forgot to low kick it, but granted, doesn't really matter. You know what, since, like, the, experience seems to get lower when you reach, like, level 8, probably be better to just get them up to level 8 and then move on. Trying to lower my defense enough so it can one-shot me, I think. Or two-shot me. You know what, since I primarily need just my, just these bug Pokemon trained up. Crits. Huh. Okay, so something I'm gonna do is just, I think, move on to the next area. I already have half my team at a pretty good level, so I didn't really explore the town. Oh yeah, that's the Pokemon School. I'm assuming there's not much here. Okay, so there wasn't really anything I didn't already see. Oh yeah, right, and then right, this is the Viridian Forest. I can actually train better here than... Okay. Oh, I should have used Ember. I think I can rearrange attacks in the older gens. Let me see. There we go. Much better. So I can just mindlessly grind my way through this shit. Bugcatcher Rick. Nice. I didn't know that. Didn't know that stopped Charmander from getting... Or I didn't remember, more so. That stopped Charmander from getting EXP. Can't remember if you get more or other Pokemon than previous route, like, gave ya. Or not. Kid's really not going to try and use a fucking offensive move on me? Or offensive? Okay then. Ooh, didn't know that was super effective on bug types. That's good to know. Kakuna. And it's gonna raise its fucking defense. Remember that episode of the first season of the anime? Just, Ash and that bug catcher kid having, both having metapods, and they literally just spent most of their battle just, using Harden because they were stuck at a fucking stalemate. I ran out of Pokemon. Yeah, you did, bro. Yeah, you did, bud. Bug catcher Anthony. That's interesting. Even the sound effects for the attacks are in stereo as well. It's like, I never knew that. I'm assuming because they're bug types, the poison shit doesn't really work on them. Did you know a Pokemon evolve? Yes, I did. Bugcatcher Charlie. Alright, let's change to Zets. It's funny, like, half the time I'll use the D-pad for this shit because it just makes more sense to me. Considering the GBA and DS ran on, or used D-pads. Because it wasn't until the 3DS where, like, they finally had, like, a thing, a stick. I'll call it apart when we get to Pewter City. My speed's already lower than yours, bro. Idiot. Ooh. Right, I remember you could catch Pikachu in this. Thunder Shock, so I get paralyzed. Or maybe not. Interesting. So, let's see. I do want a Pikachu, so... Yeah, I figured that would kill it. get to the Pokemon Center. Alright guys, I'm going to pause here and continue in the next one.